It's about the reaction to the game yesterday. What did you see go wrong? I saw defense get shredded. And for the last 2 weeks, the defense hasn't been good, and it's a problem moving forward. If Drake Greenlaw can't go next week, that's a problem. If Charvarius Ward can't go next week, that's a problem with Cooper Kupp on deck and Allen Robinson and the Rams on the bye week to get right. Dude, that's a problem. A huge problem.
If you gave Andy Reid, even if I gave him Jimmy Garoppolo and all these weapons, we flip-flop, they're going to score more than 20 points a game.
Oh, they're going to score 35. It's a Shanahan problem, too.
Oh, no, it's they go hand in hand right now. To me, they go hand in hand.
I'm down on Shanahan, no doubt about that.
They go hand in hand. And
down
the undisciplined play, the amount of penalties is, at some point, he has to take accountability.
That's why, for me, as much as Jimmy is compromised and average, I look at the head coach. I said, this is on you. It's on him that Jimmy's back. It's on him that he didn't move on Jimmy. It's on him for calling plays scared. When he goes off script, when the script is done, this offense looks very, very bland.
Yeah,
Let's go to the lines.
I'm with you.
Mike in Sonoma. What's happening? You're on the roast.
What's going on, guys? First-time caller. Thanks for taking my call.
Thank you, Mike.
I was at the game yesterday. I was in the end zone, section 102, row 10, so I got to see all this up close. I mean, I'm super frustrated. I'm cut from the same cloth you guys are, same kind of age. Got to see all the games at Candlestick. I mean, I don't get, so momentum is the biggest thing for me, right?
Totally.
So halftime, you're going into halftime, and you're playing a close game. You're in the game. And then the interception by Garoppolo. And then, thank God, they missed that field goal, right? And then we come out at halftime, special teams, let them go right down the field and score.
Right.
So in these games against good teams like this, you can't have penalties. You can't have turnovers. No. You got to play one of your best games to stay in it. Mm-hmm. And we weren't even close.
Let me. I'm glad you brought that up because I want to ask you about that. The Niners, they get down into the red zone after basically false starting their way out of a field goal. Okay, I think people forget this. They false start. Robbie Gould's coming out to kick a field goal. Jalen Moore false starts. Then they punt. Wisnowski kicks a knuckleball. They get it right back at the 3, 4, 5 yard line. They run McCaffrey into the line, and then I think they threw it to Debo on a short one. And then on the next play, it's third down. Okay, from the 2 or whatever it is. And Jimmy just throws one up into the abyss. They lose all the momentum. They don't get the field goal attempt after a gift. Then the Chiefs get the ball. They throw into the flat. They call timeout with 1:10 to go.
I know.
And they go right down the field. Right down the field. Aggressive. And then they miss the field goal. And then what do? You come out at the beginning of halftime and you give up a 55-yard run.
Yeah.
55-yard kickoff on momentum.
No, momentum is a real thing, and they didn't have any momentum yesterday. Even the little momentum they have, they gave it right away. They gave it up right away. We haven't even
talked about that.
And you know what else is momentum? Yeah, we haven't got there yet.
We haven't even got to the Chris Jones strip sack.
Because the defense was so bad. Defense was terrible.
Horrible.
But here's momentum halters, too. When you go down the field on the first possession and you settle for 3. When you settle for 3, those are momentum killers. Because the defense is thinking, gave up a lot of yards, but you know what? They only have 3. They're only up 13-7. Well, that should have been a 21-7 ball game early on. Got to be 21-7. So defensively, they gave up the momentum. They didn't even give the Niners a chance to gain the momentum back. Again, the defense was awful yesterday. Awful. But so was the head coach. And so was the quarterback. I don't care if he did throw for 300 yards.
And the offensive line.
The offensive line stunk.
They all go in hand.
Trent Williams giving up that safety. That can't happen. That's all time bad.
Well, I thought Jimmy, even on that play, he got burned. Jimmy, he never has a sense of pressure.
Presence.
He walked up into a sack on the play right before that when he had Jeff Wilson Jr. on a little dump down. Jimmy, you're not athletic.
Again,
know your skill set.
I don't even want to go down Jimmy's road right now. I just don't.
How about when it looked like he was dribbling the ball as a third grader in the pocket. Chris Jones just came and was like, give me that.
I don't even want to.
What are we doing?
You're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ FM and HU1, San Francisco, always live on the free Odyssey app. Download the Odyssey app and favorite 95.7 The Game for the best and most up-to-date sports coverage. And do not forget that you can also watch us every single day on our YouTube and Twitch streams. Just log out and search 95.7 The Game. And shout out to YouTube, shout out to Twitch, shout out to the Xfinity mobile text line. Download the Odyssey app so you can listen to us and listen to every single Warriors game live, free on the Odyssey app. Let's go to Neff in Santa Clara. Neff, what's happening? You're on the roast.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Not bad.
You okay?
Yeah, sorry. I was just in class right now. I had to sneak out to take this call. Don't worry about it.
Where you go to school at, Neff?
It's for my apprenticeship
Nice.
for electrical.
Nice.
Oh, nice,
Ivy.
nice.
Local
There you
6.
go.
There you
Yeah,
go.
there you go,
What
Neff.
you got on the Niners?
Well, I'm just going to share my woes as a Raider fan. We were up 17-0. I know Babe already called, but I'm going to give my gripes too, just like Guru does. We were up 17-0. We see this 2 times a year. The only time we ever got them was in 2020 in October when we had Henry Ruggs. Rest in peace to his career. We're still trying to figure this out, guys. I'm right with you there. I feel you guys. I feel you guys really big time. And just as a side note, the Raiders are going through their shit. I mean, their stuff.
All right, Neff, let's go to...
I ran into Worldwide Hef yesterday.
What up,
homie,
Worldwide?
Coming down the ramp yesterday, and everybody just feels the exact same way. Like, just, I've seen this episode for too long. I'm just so sick of it. I know, well, this is what happens when Trey gets hurt. And I'm not saying that I need Brock Purdy to come in and play. I'm exhausted. The Jimmy Garoppolo era has been exhausting. It was a fun 2019. I won't dismiss that at all. Since then, since that magical one season... we've turned back into a pumpkin.
But
and
you
it
know
is
what?
what it is. They're barely over 500.
Do you believe in karma?
Why?
I'm just asking. Do you believe in karma?
I do. I think if you treat people well, good things will happen to you. Not all the time, but
Right.
I do believe that good things will happen. Yes, I do believe in karma to some degree.
So, the karma of this football team. I can't unsee what happened week 2 with Trey Lance going down with the broken fibula and torn the ligaments in the ankle and that column by Michael Silver. I keep every night, every game day, I keep going back to that article. And how players couldn't wait. Like Andy Reid, I was talking to the boss man, Matt Nahigan, our program director, about this. He said, whenever Andy Reid, when he was a coach in Philadelphia, and somebody got hurt, he always started off with the presser saying, first of all, I just want to say, we feel so bad for such and such who's hurt. He's going to be out for a while. Always just showed his respect to the player.
Empathy.
Showing that, hey, empathy.
Yeah.
Showing that, hey, I'm here for you. We appreciate what you do. It felt like there was a lack of empathy for Trey Lance after week number 2. A lot of smiles. Kyle Juszczyk, yeah, that was 49er football. Yeah, Jimmy Garoppolo, yeah, that was like riding a bike. Shanahan smiling, and, Jimmy's still handsome. Remember he dropped that one on us? He dropped that one, hell, Jimmy's still handsome. That's what I learned. And, to run to Michael Silver and say, Jimmy does give us a better chance to win. And I remember Mark Wheeler smiling ear to ear the next day. It's like, they look better with Jimmy at quarterback. And I'm just thinking to myself, how do we know that after 5 quarters? Trey Lance is moving the ball up and down the field. But it's karma because now there's a lot of finger pointing. If you look at George Kittle's last 2 press conferences after the Falcons game and after the Chiefs game, there's a lot of blame game. Last week it was, I don't think every position gave us 100%. And I'll play a Kittle cut in a second. Matter of fact, I'll play this now. And you'll get where I'm going here. Here's George Kittle yesterday.
We have plenty of guys that make plays. Ayuk, Debo, myself, Christian, Jeff Wilson. We have a lot of guys out there. Juwan. We have plenty of guys that can make plays, and unfortunately today, I think it really showed that we just couldn't get the ball into those guys' hands.
So who's that on? Is that on Shanahan or quarterback? There's a lot of finger point now, but yet in week 2, a lot of those players just lingering around talking to Michael Silver, talking about, and I don't know who the players is. I'm not even going to speculate on who the players is, but a lot of people are saying, "Oh, Jimmy gives us a better chance to win. It's like Niner football. Here we go. Our Super Bowl odds are back up. We're ready to roll. Operation Glendale, yada, yada, yada." A lot of excuses. A lot of finger pointing from George Kittle last 2 weeks, and he's a captain of my football team.
But this is
the captain of my football team is now pointing fingers for the last 2 weeks. I don't like it. And then you get Brandon Ayuk. How about Ayuk going to the podium and saying this, Shasky?
Because we have to get it going. We have to score. If we got to score 45 points, obviously would have been the goal today. But we got to do what we can to try to put points on the board. I just feel like we got too many people that can change the game to score 23 points. Like, people can ask about the defense, but at the end of the day, we got to score more points than the other team. So that's how I feel.
He's 100% correct. That was my takeaway. Look, again, you can lose to the Chiefs. Yeah, I would like the defense to not look like just the dam was broken and water's flowing everywhere. Like, totally. I get a stop, for crying out loud. But I also, at the same time, I'm saying you've got to be able to score more points than what you've done this year. It's not just the one game. It's the totality over multiple seasons where I'm like, you have personnel.
Listen to those quotes, though, Shasky. We have too many playmakers on the field to only score 23 points. I've been feeling like that forever with this team.
Yeah, I know.
I've been feeling like that forever.
I know.
And then you get George Kittle 2 weeks in a row pointing fingers.
I know.
As the captain.
Well,
pointing fingers.
The accountability on this team, which I believe starts with the head coach, has been one of my most frustrating aspects watching this team. When I watch the Golden State Warriors, a 4-time champion for this era, there's always accountability.
Always.
Now, are they perfect?
Nope.
No. I don't love some of the things that they've handled over the years, whether it's the Draymond and Jordan Poole, whether it's Kevin Durant. They have had a spotty record at certain times.
And by the way, Draymond Green, the Warriors need Draymond Green.
Yeah, defensively. But
he's been playing well.
Neither here nor there. They're not perfect, but they do a really good job of being accountable. When I watch the 49ers, there's this sense of, we got this, trust me. And I'm like, can you just show an ounce of accountability?
There's never none.
Like, okay.
There's never none.
For example, the penalties. Guys, stop calling certain players stupid and start saying, we're not buttoned up.
Wait, Shanahan really called that a stupid play?
The Juwan Jennings, which was a stupid play.
It was stupid, but you can't do that to your players.
But here's the thing. You committed 10 penalties. How many times have they committed 8 or more penalties this year?
It feels like a lot.
Right?
Feels like a lot.
At some point, that's a constant theme. That goes back to coaching. Even though it's veteran players, that goes back to coaching. All right? And then the quarterback, head coach thing, the two of them deserve each other at this point.
Yeah, no doubt.
I don't even want to see Brock Purdy, but the two of them deserve each other. And it's just, it's disgusting because as 49er fans, I watch them celebrate some of my favorite players of all time on that field.
I'm going to get to that coming up.
And it's just, Harbaugh got the second biggest pop outside of Joe Montana.
Wow.
And all I kept thinking was, what would this team look like under Harbaugh?
Button up. Adam and Napa, what's happening? You're on the roast.
Morning, guys.
Morning.
Tough morning. Everything kind of falls again. There's a lot of places to blame, but I called in after the Denver game, and we already know this. But that third, the interception before the half, Jimmy Garoppolo is the worst decision maker in the NFL. The worst. He's so bad. Like, it's like, actually, like, how do you play like this for 10 years? You're making the same mistakes, the same bad reads, the same misreads. It's like, what's going to get better about this? And then this falls on the coaching. McGlinchey has been getting torched all season at right tackle. Yet let's keep playing him. Maybe because we don't have anybody else, but it's like, how is this better than Jalen Moore or McKivitz or whoever's not even out there? Right. I don't care. You keep putting the same person out there, you're going to keep getting the same results. Last thing, the defensive line is disappearing. We're not getting that pressure anymore. That was the biggest thing yesterday as to why we couldn't stop Mahomes. We got 0 pressure. I think we got 1 sack. Yeah. This is what happens when you take a flyer on a guy like Armstead, who had 1 good year, and you trade Buckner, who was consistent for 4 straight years. That's my call. I'm sorry.
No, you're 100% right.
Hey, and Armstead hasn't been around. Let's see if he comes back around the break. I'm going to get to something Kyle Madsen said about the offensive line on the pregame show because we've been talking about offensive line play all offseason. And I want to dive into that because the offensive line was bad yesterday. Trent Williams just got cooked. I've never seen him get beat like that when it comes to penalties. Niners, 5th worst team in the league when it comes to committing penalties. Denver's the worst team, averaging over 8 penalties a game. Niners average 7 penalties a game. You want to be a championship contender? You can't be committing 7 penalties a game. Committed 10 yesterday. 10. And there was many more because the refs picked up flags.